B has actually looked pretty good at times. He's certainly not Ajax. I think even he would admit to that. So we'll see how LSU come out. And, you know, I actually disagree a little bit with what the desk said and agree partially with some of the things about Mizzou. But I think for LSU, I think they know where they're at this moment. I don't think they expect as much as they did last season. I still think they expect to win. But I don't think that they come out here knowing that they are the absolute dominant force in this league. It has certainly leveled out at the top.
We've seen some surprises take place even yesterday. Northwood sweeping Akron. And the entire desk, I believe, predicted Akron getting the win on that one. So not always does it go as planned. Low tech. Trying to challenge that one. Nitro over to Chalks, and that one will just float in. Chalks did make contact. It didn't even look like he hit it.
And did T-Bates actually get a touch on it, or was it Chalks that bumps him out of the way? That's what I thought.
And he gets the touch.
What a play from Chalks. T-Bates was going to have that, but a great bump by Chalks pushes him out of the way, and then the touch from Chalks as well did so well to make that play happen. And Mizzou on top first.
Chalks. Get that over. Good speed from Braun. Low tech. Trying to keep that in the corner. Now the ball gets back to T-Bates. A strong cross. Chalks jumped for it. Low tech will dribble this. One for the 50. Chalks off his own back wall. Weak hit. Chance now. But a miss from Braun. T-Bates also doesn't make contact. Chalks will pop it. Low tech comes in to keep the pressure on.
I think if LSU win this matchup, or this series rather, that they're going to need a big performance from either T-Bates or Braun B. I feel like Low-Tech supplies the same type of consistency every time he's on the field, but there have been games where T-Bates has been able to take over. There's been games where Braun B has been able to clean up and put away most of the goals for this Tigers squad. And they're going to need that type of performance here in the playoffs.
This is the moment really to step up. Get some upsets, or perhaps overperform. And honestly, Corelli, it seems like the West is a bit more open than the East was. In the East, we were pretty confident it was going to be one of two teams, but I think any team in here has a shot at taking the title.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the records as well, I mean, these teams were very, very close with each other. Only games separating them, a single game between North Texas, Oregon, and Missouri. So it was a very close top three, and Chalks going to get the second goal now as Mizzou double their lead.
This one bounces off the ceiling again. Last time he got the bump, Low-Tech misread that one. So a tough start here for LSU.
And it's not the first time we've seen slow starts from LSU. I certainly expect them to pick things up, maybe not in this game, but later on in the series. But for LSU, this has been a massive issue for them when it comes to the playoffs, is having slow starts, or just at least not playing up to par. And I definitely think at the moment, LSU definitely not playing up to par, but I do want to commend the Mizzou offense at the moment. I mean, they are a team that kind of falls forward when they get onto offense. And I had mentioned before, they look very Arizona-esque when they get organized, on offense. And Mizzou definitely look like a very strong team, but it's that defense that I always worry about. LSU, that's, I think, really a big key to victory for them, is if they are able to keep Mizzou on defense and prevent these long clears like that from Chalks, they might find a bit more offense.
The Chalks and Crims both very low on boost. This is a counterattack opportunity. Chalks finally getting that corner boost, but gave up a lot of ground for it. The dunk on the goal line almost found LSU's first goal. Chalks has Nitro and support in the middle. Low-Tech bounce shot, stopped by Crims, but he backflips. Braun with the pass down. T-Bates gets blocked. But that was a nice little passing play from LSU.
Yeah, great passing play, but Low-Tech here made a great play individually to stop a third goal on the counterattack. It might have a chance here. He's trying to give it back to Braun B. I think he got a little bit too far under it. Less than a minute to go. LSU sitting on 3 shots. Maybe make it a 4. T-Bates puts one across the net, saved away by Chalks.
Seeing LSU getting some good looks. And almost a quick goal for Chalks. He'll stay in the play. Popping it. Challenge. Now Krems will go in another quality challenge. MIZZ keeping a tight lock on this one. Will add another goal. Chalks gets a hat trick.
And that backboard uncontested as that player from LSU, I think it was T-Bates, didn't get the touch, couldn't get over it, or get to it rather. And great play from Chalks to let that one develop and able to capitalize here. Game one, almost certainly going to go to MIZZ.
Already my prediction down the drain. If I keep this up, Jorby might beat me.
Do you get points if it's 4-0 the other way?
I don't think so. I think I lose about as much as you can. Chalks, pinch attempt. Didn't really need to do anything. This one already over. Missouri clobber LSU in game one.
Yeah, great initial game here from Missouri. I don't think we got LSU at maximum potential. Besides maybe that one passing play from the Tigers, they really didn't have a lot of good offense. T-Bates had a couple of good looks, but not too dangerous. Got some pace behind the ball, but didn't have the placement and certainly had a tough time getting a dangerous chance. But again, I just want to reiterate for MIZZ, I think that the offense looked good. Chalks is the player that you want on the ball. We saw that 3 goals, the hat trick for him here, and that's certainly where MIZZ feels good. So honestly, James, full steam ahead for MIZZ as they take a very comfortable game one.
Yeah, Chalks, he had that bump in the air where he even got a piece of it. That was a unique play. And then that off the ceiling goal. So we'll see if LSU can clean things up on the defensive end. Still looking to score their first goal. The defense from Missouri, staunch. Braun forced to make an early save. A weak hit down right to Chalks off the ceiling. Chalks going for the shot.
Oh,
It's pitched off the post and kept out. Lowtech barely kept that from being a goal.
I thought my game had froze because that ball just sticks on the goal line there with that pincher. I'm not sure what it was. He squished it against the post. It didn't even go anywhere, and he still makes the save. And now LSU, a bit of chaos here. They get 2 demos on the Missouri side, and unfortunately not able to capitalize, and MIZZ gets out.
Yeah, for a second there, you had to wonder if he popped the ball. Never seen that before. Lowtech. Go for the side. Chalks is waiting. Hard hit off the ceiling. Braun upfield. Krems getting it down to the sideline and follows up once more. Lowtech will center this. Space now. Lowtech did get the block. Lowtech airborne. That shot was wide. It looked like the delayed shot had Krems, but Lowtech couldn't get that shot on target.
Yeah, tough to find that angle as the ball moved past that line. And MIZZ now feeling that pressure. LSU slowly clamping down, but you can see the big hole on the clear. Krems might have opportunity here to set it up, and Lowtech gets the demo on Nitravity to stop that shot, and LSU keep it tied, but maybe only for a moment as it's a wide open net. 1-0 MIZZ.
Nitravity blasted this one in, and you see that pinch going off the side. It was such a good demo as well from Lowtech to prevent that first one from going in. But Missouri, they keep the pressure on, relentlessly attacking, and finally get one on the board.
Interesting kickoff from MIZZ. I don't know if that was a fake kickoff or not. Or maybe someone had messed up. I was fanning through the players. Still doesn't come back to bite him if it was. Chalks does get the second goal quickly for MIZZ, and they're up 2-0.
Chalks is a scoring machine. Had a hat trick game one. Another one here, and an off-the-wall pass. Both goals this game coming off those hard off-the-wall hits. The last one was a pinch. This one a pass. But you see MIZZ ready for those side bounces, making it work to their advantage.
And Lowtech was in a tough position there. Low boost. Now it's scary again for LSU as MIZZ many times over have found their way through the LSU defense. Here's T-Bates down the sideline, stopped by Chalks. Oh,
Chalks was going for something unique. Braun missed the first tap. Does get that center and another touch. Rebound out to T-Bates. The shot. First goal for LSU coming off a chaotic play in front of the Mizzou net.
great work by Braun B. He actually got bumped a little bit, and that carried his momentum over to the ball. T-Bates reacts to it accordingly. And LSU able to take advantage of an opportune touch. T-Bates was just happened to be in the right spot, and they cut the lead in half.
I was wondering when that first goal for LSU would come. They got shut out last game. Took about half of this one before they could get their first goal. T-Bates lobbing that one in. Low-Tech airborne, has T-Bates in support, but Braun will go for this one. It was a bit of an awkward ball from Low-Tech. Chalks. Air dribble.
Oh,
the
he got him.
Flick. Yeah, and he might have even gotten his flip. We'll see here on this play. Did he get it? Yes, he did.
He did.
Great play from Chalks.
Yeah, I mean, you could even see the play that he went before, where he was trying to get the flick into the ball with that delayed flip. This time, nails it. Not as pretty as maybe that one before could have been, but gets the job done, and right back into the hole. LSU go down by 2.
Chalks has been so solid for Mizzou. Hunting to get another hat trick in back-to-back games if he can get one more. On that double tap, rebound out to Braun B. LSU stay in this one.
Yeah, great play from T-Bates, and gets by the first man quickly off the back wall. Braun B there to support and put it away for LSU. I mentioned it earlier. Braun B is going to be that man to clean things up for LSU, especially with the setup from T-Bates as he gets through 2 defenders. So great play from LSU as down by 1 once again.
Big miss from Nitrovity. A win from T-Bates. Mizzou have to get back on defense now. Crims, a weak hit. Double commit as well. Braun for the corner. A traded demo. Braun will win that 50 back towards net. Low-Tech was there ready for that shot. Braun, a full tank of boost. Chalks very lightly grazed that ball, and now going for the redirect. Post off both posts, the crossbar, and Nitrovity will have to poke that one in.
Wow, what a touch from Chalks. And that gets a little help from the post as well. Didn't even come out of the goal line, just stayed right on it on that bounce. And Mizzou passed the LSU defense once more. 11 shots in favor of Mizzou to the 4 of LSU at the moment. As again, it's an offense that definitely falls forward, and they're doing a good job here against LSU to keep up with the pace. And every time LSU scores, they respond back.
Chalks was so close to having his hat trick again. Low boost. Had to use up the whole tank to get that touch. Low-Tech. I don't know if that's the right play there. Low-Tech used up so much boost and wasn't really able to do much with that ball. LSU running out of time. They have to get one here. Nitrovity off the ceiling will melt even more time. T-Bates, that's a good win. Low-Tech lobs it up, and Chalks will clear it out. Will he get his hat trick? No, Crims will get one, and why not? Share the love.
The only player that couldn't get the hat trick here in this game. Crims gets on the board for the first time. And Mizzou up by 3, looking very strong here through the first 2 games. Very, honestly, I very rarely remember a time where they were super panicked. A lot of the goals, or at least half the goals here in this game from LSU came from just some issues on defense where, you know, it kind of got a little chaotic. T-Bates was in the right spot. The ball came out to him. It was a free net for him. But for Mizzou, I have to say, this is a very comfortable second game. And I had mentioned before, LSU are going to start slow. They always have here in playoffs. But, you know, this is about the time where it's, okay, you know, are we really going to see LSU now? That's the question. And right now, it does not look like it.
Yeah, these game 3s, when you lose the first 2, are pretty much always do or die. So LSU, no more room really and they've been slow to get started. We've seen them have the speed, but there's just times where MIZZ can turn it up, and Chalks especially been critical in almost every single goal. 2 goals, 2 assists. Got the hat trick the first game. He's having a great day today, Corelli.
Yeah, a total of 5 goals through 2 games so far. And that's the expectation for a player like him. I mean, that's what you want when you have a player like Chalks and he's performing. You're seeing how comfortable and the impact he makes. And that's not to take away from his teammates either. Crims and Nitrovity are playing phenomenally as well. It's just that with all of that and Chalks playing so well, MIZZ really, really shine. And they really are taking it to LSU. And it's on LSU because I think in that last game, you saw a little bit more possession go towards LSU than they did in the first game, but you could see that LSU struggled to really do anything with it, and they weren't able to hold on to the ball at those crucial times in the offensive third. See if LSU can keep a bit more possession and do a lot more with the ball, as, again, it felt like they couldn't, as they're back on defense here right off the rip.
And you've got to wonder if T-Bates or Low Tech, you know, these are guys we've seen playing for quite some time, and we expect a lot from. Neither one of them really having a breakout performance. Braun has been playing pretty well, but I think it's going to take more from LSU if they hope to get a win. T-Bates couldn't find Low Tech in the middle. Braun, see how he plays it. Takes it up the corner, dodges the demo as well, but Nitrovity was able to get Low Tech. T-Bates tapped down to his own corner. And the boost just spawned as he went past it. That's got to be annoying.
Still does a good job to get a bump, at least. An opportunity here for LSU if they can get back around to it. MIZZ do a good job to at least slow things down, get everyone back. Still a bit chaotic. Low Tech has a chance. Slow shot to the far side, and it does get by the defender, but not on target.
T-Bates got the demo on Chalks. Had a very hard back pass. Ron B going for the mechanical play, but it was shut down. Crims light tap. Chalks in the support. Now is Crims and Nitrovity close. Ends up going for the solo play, and why not when you've been having a day like he has? It's a good bounce. Chalks will go for the corner. Low Tech is there, going for the 50. Crims will poke it around, and Braun trying to get that 50. Now it's out to the middle. Nitrovity going for the backboard. T-Bates well defended. You saw Chalks like a shark waiting in the waters.
That was the first shot for MIZZ from Nitrovity there, as both teams only have 1 shot. Very low shooting affair, as both teams really not having any solid chances. But how about this one from T-Bates? Finally, one for LSU, and they're in the lead first.
And this was a quiet game. That one pinching in Crims. I don't know if Crims was on. He must have been on ball cam, Corelli, because T-Bates was barreling down on that ball, and Crims was still grounded.
And LSU better for it as they sit up 1 goal. Here's Crims, though, wants to drop down to Nitrovity. Almost gets it there. Low Tech has some boost to work with, has some space as well. Unfortunately, just goes straight into Chalks. LSU just lobbing the ball to the MIZZ side to see what comes up, and MIZZ dealt with it nicely here.
Crims beat there by T-Bates. Nitrovity to Chalks. Double tap
Oh, the
ball,
bump.
but didn't come through. Nitrovity goes for the low 50. Chalks with the chip, going for the dunk as well, but Braun B, he has been defending quite well for LSU. Dodged that bump as well.
A lot of defense being played from LSU. Seeing a lot of these types of balls just pop out for them as they try and capitalize. T-Bates, not sure if it was a pass or a shot. It was weak on both ends. Low Tech tried to make something happen here in the midfield. It's not going to happen for him as Chalks has the boost to work with. Once go over 1, does get it. Nitrovity almost caught up to T-Bates as he does end up settling for Low Tech. As the Travity's gone for a lot of demos. Braun B going to get it on target, turned away by Chalks.
We have been seeing a lot of demos this game, Corelli. They haven't really been too critical. I mean, a lot of times you see those demos come in on that next man to rotate that really opens up the play, but we've been seeing a lot of demos on the defensive end, really. Trying to just take out that back man. Hasn't really done much. Travity goes straight downfield. T-Bates set himself up for a long hit. Braun with the redirect. Huge goal for LSU.
And he really had to set this one up. He had one pad to work with. Perfectly touched and down and in. He was coming from the rotate as well. He had actually committed so hard, it had taken him a little bit to get back. And T-Bates saw him, put it right on top of his head, and now doubling their lead 2-0 for LSU.
It's so impressive. Did that with 12 boosts. 12. Air bump attempt by Nitravity, and Chalks will clean up. So we might see something happen.
Great play from Nitravity. Pops it up, gets the bump on T-Bates. Chalks right behind him. I'm sure the comms came through saying, look, I'm not going to hold on to this. You can go. And great communication and organization from MIZZ. As they might get something here. Oh, Crims, if that was just a little bit more to the left, Chalks could have done something with it. Instead, it's going to get over his head. Braun B, can he put this game away? Nitravity makes the initial save, but now MIZZ's got to go downfield, and Low Tech pushing it away for LSU, keeping it on the MIZZ side. Still, MIZZ can't break out, and Braun B looking to end this game and put LSU on the board. It will be Nitravity to get over one, but that is all he'll do. And game 3 going to LSU.
LSU looking much better that game, and Braun has really impressed me, Corelli. We're talking about Low Tech and T-Bates as the guys you expect to step up and have a performance, but Braun been rock solid this whole time, and that goal with one pad, that was the goal that won it.
And Braun has had a couple of pop-off and standout performances throughout the season, especially during league play. There was a few series where he was able to string 3, 4, 5 goals together and look really good for LSU. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I think a lot of the weight is going to fall on Braun B and T-Bates to either work together or have the solo effort, regardless of what it is. The Tigers will benefit off of their offensive output. Low Tech, like I said, has been looking good in kind of that third man or just midfield role to facilitate the success of his teammates. But it was a much better game from LSU, James, but it does still feel like for LSU, they were taking advantage of more MIZZ's mistakes rather than generating too many of their own, as Chalks has to clear away the first shot.
Almost taking a shot himself. Double commit from LSU. Crims. It's a great second effort by Low Tech to slow down that attack. Braun going straight for net. That went off the crossbar. Low Tech got a high bounce off the backboard. Double commit. Chaos on the MIZZ back line.
To call back to what we were talking about earlier, I think if you put MIZZ on the back foot, they're going to look to be a bit more uncomfortable, not only on the defensive side of things, but then moving out as well. They're not going to have that same type of confidence and definitely not the same type of space that they've been afforded here in the first 2 games and maybe even in the third game as well. LSU doing a good job. They definitely are turning up the heat just a little bit. Here's Chalks on the ball. He's been tricky. And a good clear from Braun. Almost gets his touch on net. I think Crims would have been there all the way. And LSU trying to make some work happen here on the sideline.
And that demo does open up a bit of space. Chalks will recover. That demo from Braun B. And now another demo from Crims. Another demo from Braun. It is a demolition derby out there.
And like you said, James, there's been a lot of demos. Not sure how effective some of them have been, but they've been able to take out players when they're in the way. And it certainly throws off either positioning or boost for the opposition getting those demos. So they are worth it if they're convenient. And we've definitely seen some convenient demos here in this series.
Braun, I think, had the most effective demo. Opened up that goal line for a brief moment, but a lot of times, you want to time those demos to where you're getting the demo right as your teammate is either hitting it or about to hit it. Team bump from Missouri. Teammates going for the 50. Krim's got that corner boost as well in that exchange. Low tech. Gets it by Krims. T-Bates bumps Low tech out of the play.
He almost bumped him into the ball for the shot. It almost worked out.
You see that meme with the golf tee. Sometimes that's what teammates look like.
Yeah. Tee him up. And it almost worked out for the Tigers. Here's Nitravity as he had all of LSU jumping in front of him. Still a scoreless game and shots on the board for both sides. LSU ahead in that department, sitting at 6 at the moment to the 3 of Mizzou. It doesn't really matter as it's still zeros across the board here under 2 minutes as the first one almost rolls in for Braun B and instead pushes it to the corner. Chalk's going to meet up with it to get out from Mizzou.
Braun, that was such a close play. You've seen that happen quite a few times where you get that really close range double tap. Where things just line up perfectly. I thought that might have been what happened with Braun, very narrowly missing it. Krims. Chalks helps out. Did he get the double?
Oh.
That one also barely wide. T-Bates, good speed, beats out Krims. We'll see if Chalks can get this read off the corner. It's off the ceiling and down. Now T-Bates will catch it. Demo from Low Tech. Chalks challenged by Braun. Great speed from Braun there. Chalks gets that win. Gets an open space. Might see some trouble forming.
Oh, it's wide, but very close. And Low Tech almost able to put it on target there. Very Stockton-esque, as we saw last night. A lot of their challenge games was so good. They had scored multiple, and seriously, probably 3 or 4 goals where the challenge goes straight into the opposition's net. And that almost just happened for the Tigers. And they almost get one here as well. Chalks once again on the back line. And a good clear over to Nitravity to break out for Mizzou.
Stockton had more favorable bounces
Yeah.
in a day than I'd see some teams have in a season.
That's true.
That was something crazy. Nitravity will leave this for Krims. T-Bates comes in for the challenge. Does get it to stick in the corner. Nitravity throwing it in reverse. Rebound out to Low Tech. Could be a final second opportunity here potentially for LSU. Nitravity will chip it back, and I'm sure LSU will let it hit. We've got 0-0 overtime. LSU with a chance to tie up the series at 2 games apiece.
Very close game, though. In the last couple minutes, it's been LSU have been having more of the chances. Mizzou hasn't really registered a shot now for, I'd say, probably 2.5 minutes or so at this point. And it's been LSU slowly creeping up now up to 8 shots and almost a 9th there. T-Bates trying to keep this one alive for the Tigers. Krims there to meet it in the corner. Low Tech on the challenge. T-Bates waiting for that back post to come down. It was Chalks on the challenge, and Chalks still fighting for it with no boost. Gets some help from Nitravity, and Mizzou get out.
That low boost challenge was so important as well, Corelli. Chalks making plays. That one might be on target. It is. T-Bates scores, and we got a victory for LSU. Despite that close series or close game, that was crazy.
Just squeaks through, and after 5 minutes, it took 41 seconds in overtime for LSU to finally find the back of the net, and it's something that I alluded to as we entered overtime. Is it felt like LSU were slowly getting more and more chances. Mizzou still couldn't put up another shot there in the final 40 seconds of overtime, and LSU not only able to win this game but tie up the series. And they certainly are playing better than they did in the beginning, and I think they still have a lot more to go as Mizzou need to now really adapt to this LSU team, because LSU, once they get rolling, they're a hot team. They don't need Ajax to do well here in CRL. They always have done well. And even with the pickup of Braun B, who has been great for LSU, he seriously has been a great pickup for him. LSU looking to be more and more dangerous, deeper and deeper in this series.
Yeah, Braun, I mean, you just think back to that impact play, the 12 boost play where he redirected in front of net to get that goal. I think you can point back and look at that really as the turning point for LSU. Chalks, on the other hand, he started out strong, had the hat trick in game 1, 2 goals game 2. And he was forced to play a ton of defense last game, especially on low boost. So if LSU can keep Chalks limited, I think that might be their best bet.
Yeah, he certainly had to play a lot of defense last game. I called his name a few times as the last man back and on the goal line, and it's fine because he's such a great defender, but you really want to use him on offense as he's just so creative. You've seen not only able to beat the first defender, he's been able to beat the second defender, and he's also really good on the ball individually in the shooting department.
Krems jumping around. Chalks got the corner boost steal and the pop. We'll see how LSU plays it. Low Tech going for the sideline. Travity sends it right back, giving up possession. He had Krems across the field as well. Chalks, will he go for the solo play? No, Krems will come in and take over. Double tap.
Oh.
It's about the worst kind of double tap you can make in that situation.
It was a great clear. And Braun B might make a pay as he almost gets over it, just a bit high on the shot. Does spin out the initial man on the challenging Krems. T-Bates tries to force it on net, and it does go wide. Low Tech and LSU slowly trying to clamp down, but clear after clear, Mizzou matching the pressure that they're feeling from LSU.
Krems is going to get beat badly by Low Tech. He's so far out of the play, and a win from T-Bates could be something for LSU. The challenge will send it up off the ceiling. Braun infield pass, and it was too close. Chalks will stay with it. Used up everything to go for that second one. And the ground pinch, Travity is barely able to keep that one out. Chalks as that pinch bounce off the backboard. Travity getting Low Tech to the ball. T-Bates, weak hit to the corner. Travity going for the pass into the middle, and Braun B there and ready.
Robbie again there to pick things up. Chalks, tough ball to deal with, does well with it. And a second touch down the sideline as well. Then picks up the mid boost, so he's still in play here and gets the dunk.
And if that was a little more straight up and down, Krems might have had a scoring opportunity there. Now, perhaps LSU does. No, Chalks will clear it around the attacker. Braun B didn't get the best of that exchange. Hard shot. Krems will put it in.
Krems been a little quiet here in this series. Comes up big here in game 5. Good shot to the right side. T-Bates a little bit far back in the net, makes it tough to react to that shot. And of course, he's got a attacker in his face as well that he has to deal with. But Mizzou on the board first here. Great shot from Krems.
Saw Braun B was so close to getting that save. Even got a piece of it. You saw the trail was orange, so Braun did skim right off his car. Braun B double tap. That one just wide. We've seen Braun B go for these doubles and get so close, but he hasn't been able to hit one yet.
And they're tight ones as well. Braun B gets demoed as he goes up for the shot. Here's T-Bates sizing this one up. No boost to work with. And just lobs it towards the net. Gets a piece of Krems. Takes him out of the equation. Braun B, open net to shoot on. Puts it away. And the Tigers equalize.
Ruthless demos, and that was a great demo by T-Bates. That demo is really what gave you that open net. If you're Braun B, you should be thanking him big time. And that's the type of demo that you want to see more of from either end if they're hoping to convert into a goal. You take out that player on the goal line and you put so much pressure on that next 50-50. You've got to get the win, otherwise you give up a goal, and that's exactly what happened.
And you talk about useful demos, James. That was a great example from T-Bates. Getting that man on the goal line, especially getting that last man as well. Because Krems, I think it was Chalks and Travity were still around. But that last man opens up the space as those first two men from Mizzou were in front of the ball.
And it takes a quality 50 on the follow-up to even get that ball out in the middle for Braun. Now we see a demo by Chalks. They're trying to run the same play. No shot came in. Low Tech Taps over to T-Bates. T-Bates, not the best hit. Chalks will have Nitrovity in the middle. The pass is there. The low shot blocked by Braun B.
MIZZ finally getting some more shots register on the board. Chalk's going to put it wide of his own net. I thought maybe it might crawl in, but it's panic mode now for the MIZZ defense as LSU still on the ball. T-Bates only 20 boosts, read by Chalks, and T-Bates now working the magic in the corner. Can he get the bump on Crims? Couldn't get there. Braun B wants to give it over to Low Tech, but Nitrovity does a good job to slow things down, but maybe only for the moment. Chalks can't deal with it. T-Bates off the back wall. Nobody there for LSU to follow up except for Low Tech. Just to lob it off the crossbar. MIZZ letting that one go.
Another demo.
It's probably going to die here in the corner. It will. Very dicey for MIZZ at the end there. LSU couldn't capitalize, though.
Overtime couldn't come soon enough for MIZZ. They were panicking. Now a chance, potentially. Double commit. Chalks has to get a good challenge here. Put it up off the wall. Net could be vulnerable. The shot bounces off the post. Rebounded T-Bates. That could have been the game for LSU if that shot was on target.
And T-Bates just couldn't get enough power. And now MIZZ, Chalks full boost. Nitrovity chasing the man in the net, so it's open for Chalks. He put it away. Oh, Braun B still makes the save, but he's got to regroup because MIZZ's still knocking on the door. Nitrovity and Crims going to put it across, and that attack will finally fizzle out.
Wow, Braun B. Someone was pulling on his jersey, but he still is able to get out there and make the block. T-Bates test Chalks. Nitrovity let that ball get away from him a bit. Does get a quality challenge. Goes for another 50. T-Bates with the corner boost will set up in the defensive end. Chalks now going for the double. Couldn't cut out that pass. A miss from Nitrovity. Now a chance for the LSU team to go on a counterattack. T-Bates let that ball get away from him. Braun B had the demo, but the control on the dribble just wasn't there.
Oh, this is dangerous for MIZZ. No one there to follow up. Braun B gets it out for LSU.
How about that defense from Braun B? Low Tech. We clear to the middle backboard. Braun is there, and he has a ton of boost to work with. We'll be able to stay on it. Slight bump on Chalks. T-Bates going for the double tap.
T-Bates
doesn't even need to. It sneaks underneath the crossbar. T-Bates, like a heat-seeking missile, follows that one to its destination.
And you know what's funny is it's a very similar type of play that happened when LSU won the last overtime. The T-Bates in the middle of the field just beating the man to the ball, only ever so slightly. This time it was in the air rather than on the ground. And LSU 3 in a row. And they haven't been pretty. They've been tough. But LSU been able to stand tall here in the last 3 games.
I just continue to be impressed by Braun B and his big impact plays. We saw him do it on the offensive end. And then the defensive end, Corelli, that play where he was getting hunted down in the net. I was watching that whole play develop. Braun was trying to get away from that bump, still got bumped, and managed to make that save on the goal line. That had to be the perfect 50-50, and he was able to get that 50-51 and out to the corner. That is not an easy thing to do.
Well, it's on MIZZ now. You lose 3 in a row, and sure, they've been tight, but this is your last chance now. You started off hot. LSU warmed up to you. Now it's on you to make those changes.
The Chalks, where is that offense? And we've been seeing a few misses as well from Nitrovity and Crims at the midfield. We really have to keep that pressure on and give Chalks some opportunities. Now having to use up his boost on the defensive side. Braun, double tap pass, floating high above net. Nitrovity will miss it. Crims going for the airplay. 50 to now Nitrovity. Hard hit upfield. Braun, what'll he do? Get that win, but it's up to Crims now. Crims going for the flip reset. Low Tech breaks up that play. LSU, wouldn't this be something? They get down 2 games. They looked to be outclassed in those first 2 games as well.
Yep.
They have since come roaring back
Here's Chalks. Now with a little bit of space and some boost, but unfortunately didn't have the setup. That's really, I think, where Mizzou are going to find a lot of their offense, between him and Nitravity combining downfield. Here they are. Chalks and Nitro do get a piece of it, but Brom B on the challenge. Is a lot of the games have been like this, James, where it's not even really that it's back and forth. It's both teams are trying to set something up, and both teams are shutting each other down every single time.
And it's going to take a special play, I feel like, for Missouri to really crack this nut open. They've been, the last 3 games, they've scored 1-0 and 1 goal. Last 2 games going to overtime. It has gotten very tight. A big bump on the goal line. Low-Tech was hit out of the play, but T-Bates trying to get control of the ball. Chalks will shut that play down. Bron B, the corner pass, Nitravity. Challenging. A good win from Nitravity in the air. He'll stay with it. See how much boost T-Bates has. Oh, he's got a lot and gets the corner boost. Fakes out Chalks. That was quite the play. And now he'll be upfield for this pass.
Well, T-Bates almost able to pick it up. Wasn't able to, and Chalks does a great job to initially win the challenge, but then also break out. But Brom B throws it right back at the net. LSU circling here. Chalks once again having to find that clear to his teammate, but only for just 1 touch. LSU have a lot of time and space on the other side, and unfortunately not the best touch, but Low-Tech wins a huge challenge to push it towards the Mizzou side.
Chalks. Can he get that corner boost? Went for the block. Does get the corner boost, so he can turn. We might see something for Mizzou here. Chalks, that tap, it goes right to Bron B. Bron B's second effort. Pass down to T-Bates, and Chalks will break up the play, but Nitravity also commits. Low-Tech. Across the middle. Crims right down Main Street. Bron B was waiting, but that challenge will get it back off the ceiling and down. Battle for possession playing out.
Oh. A good pass for LSU. Looking to move the ball around. Is this going to drop in for a Low-Tech save by Chalks? But LSU are really finding each other on both sides of the field right now. Left and right. The passing has been on point. Unfortunately, not able to convert.
Oh, and Chalks was going for the savvy hit. Now gets the mid boost. That mid boost spawning on him was big time because he was not able to get the corner boost. If that doesn't spawn, maybe he concedes a goal now. Bounce shot. And that save. Chalks on the defensive side for Missouri has really been keeping them in it. Already credited with 2 saves, but he has been breaking up some difficult plays. And we're poised for another 0-0 overtime. See if one team can break through.
Oh, right over the crossbar there. Actually came off the crossbar and down. Good effort by Nitravity. Chalks, what can he do with it? Not much with all of LSU in his face. Low-Tech again winning a challenge through a defender. And LSU, do they get the last chance here? It doesn't look like it. Nitravity going to carry this one downfield. Only got 10 boosts. Might get the pop here. T-Bates takes care of him as the ball floats to his corner.
That was well handled by Bron B. Nitravity will have to get a good hit. Chalks taps it over to Crims. Backward pass to himself. Crims will get blocked. Nitravity will take it back. Risky play here to bring it to your own backboard. Chalks will clear downfield, and T-Bates will just let it hit. Another 0-0 overtime. LSU can move on to the semis with a goal here.
It's very tense here for Missouri. They've been in this spot a couple times. It's only been 1 goal that separated them here against LSU, but they just haven't been able to find it in overtime.
Ooh.
And a big miss from Crims. This could be it if LSU clamp down. Low-Tech trying to play a dangerous ball coming down. T-Bates wanted a piece of Chalks, but didn't get it. Here's T-Bates again. Can he put it away? Turned away by Crims.
And Crims was targeted for a bump. If he gets bumped, that's a goal. Narrow margins. T-Bates, you get the flip reset. He did. Couldn't do much with it. Low-Tech first touch control.
Oh,
Going
Low-Tech!
for the play. Low-Tech all by himself in overtime will get the dub for LSU.
And he picks this one up with 100 boosts. Look at the flip to stay with it. What a play from Low Tech to clear this one out and put it up and over the Mizzou defense. Tough loss here for Mizzou. 4 straight, and they were close as well. 0-0 overtimes against LSU, and another 1-goal separation between these two teams. And for Mizzou, you're going to look back on this series and know that, I mean, we definitely, could have won this series because of how close it was and how close these overtimes were against LSU.
Yeah, that was an exciting series to watch. LSU, they started slow, Corell. You even mentioned it. They started slow, but man, they got going.
And we will see what LSU have in store when they go up against North Texas in the semifinals.
Yeah, that was an impressive performance from Bron B. Really big shoes to fill. Ajax, we talk about him so much, even though he's not even playing anymore. But Bron B., someone worthy of discussion. Huge plays. LSU, 4 straight victories. They'll get the win over Mizzou. Mizzou's tournament does not end here. They will go down into the lower bracket and have one more shot at making it to the finals. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, more CRL. Low Tech. Trying to challenge that one. Nitro over to Chalks, and that one will just float in. Chalks did make contact. It didn't even look like he hit it.
And, did T-Bates actually get a touch on it, or was it Chalks that bumps him out of the way? That's what I thought.
And he gets the touch. What? Goes straight downfield. T-Bates set himself up for a long hit. Braun with the redirect. Huge goal for LSU.
And he really had to set this one up. He had one pad to work with. Perfectly touched and down and in. He was coming from the rotate
to work with. We'll be able to stay on it. Slight bump on Chalks. T-Bates going for the double tap.
T-Bates
doesn't even need to. It sneaks underneath the crossbar. T-Bates, like a heat-seeking missile, follows that one to its destination.
And you know what's funny is it's a very similar type of play that happened.
You get the flip reset. Couldn't do much with it. Low Tech first touch control.
Oh, Low
Tech going for the play. Low Tech all by himself in overtime will get the dub for LSU.
And he picks this one up with 100 boost. Look at the flip to stay with it. What a